Check.
This is Random Urban Memories, brought to you by the Rum Boys. You've seen, heard, or felt it on the streets. Well, we're here to talk about it.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, I already saw the light at the end of the tunnel. And I was like, when is this silence going to finish?
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, cold.
Yeah.
Sound of a cold, but doing okay. How are you?
Good. Better now that I know that R. Kelly gets his his lips, his tongue, his chin, and his balls wiped by his pants.
His pants.
That's
at
right.
the stage.
That was on stage. That was really quite disturbing, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
He's an actual freak. Like,
Freak.
Freak.
real talk.
He's also like amateur boxer.
Is he?
Yeah. So he's not amateur boxer. So he, apart from having a sex cult, he also has. He also organizes like this fight club nights in Chicago.
He's a sex doll. Sorry, is that what you said?
No.
Sex cult.
Sex
Oh,
cult.
cult. Sorry.
Yeah.
What did you hear?
I thought you said he had sex dolls.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Good for him.
Maybe. Do you think that there are R. Kelly sex dolls?
That is really disturbing, man.
It is.
That
quite...
is actually
Could
really
be, no,
disturbing.
right?
Oh, what? Like, do you fill them up with water and then you squeeze them and they pee on you?
Ooh.
Imagine.
Ooh.
It was. I think like few
You could
people
fill
in
him up
America
with
would
other
buy
liquids.
it. Like looking at those videos, that like how many ladies are actually touching him at the stage. I think it's possible that there might be. It's a good idea.
That's.
I wouldn't go into it. I wouldn't start a business, right? But I think it's a good idea, like for freaky German inventors. I don't know why it was Germans, but you never know. Usually Germans are into this. Anyway.
So we'll start off with our first bit of interesting something that we found, and that is UFO sightings in
Ireland. Kerry.
In Kerry.
Now tell me about this. So where in Kerry? I'm really interested to know.
So it was on 12th of November. I think it was like last Friday. And apparently there were multiple pilots. I think it was like 3 pilots from different companies. Mm-hmm. Saw like an object just showing up in front, like right next to them. It was like a really bright object. Then it was kind of like moving, like, so one pilot described it as kind of like moving from left side from them to the right, and then disappearing in a like high speed. Mm-hmm. They called the tower in Shannon, thinking that there is some practice or like some training for like jets or something like that, or like something like that. But there was nothing, apparently. And there was also a footage of some like bright object on the basically in the air, which was basically holding itself in one spot. It wasn't moving, and the flights were kind of like, or the planes were just
okay.
like
So let's
flying
recap here.
around.
So there was 3 different sightings of the same object,
Maybe it was the same or it was multiple ones, but they have seen the same stuff.
and the location in Kerry was.
It was scary. I don't know like exactly, but they just said County Kerry.
Wow.
Around County Kerry, yeah. Which is like crazy because like you never hear about this, and now suddenly it's like a full investigation. But the last bit that you know is, hey, we are doing an investigation, but nothing afterwards.
There's
right?
no answers from it then.
Yeah.
It looks like meteorites.
Do you think so?
I think there's a I think soon another shower of a meteorite. I don't know. Cluster.
Well, I suppose too it depends where it is in Kerry, because Kerry is such a beautiful county that, you know, that's so open and wide in the country that you don't know what's flying about.
Aliens are like, I'm definitely going to fucking Kerry. They have like best sites. Like,
we're going to do the Ring of Kerry.
I was just going to say. They're talking to each other.
I'm actually going to Dingle next month.
Kerry people.
So I'm I'm actually going to Dingle next month, so I will definitely keep an eye out for the old sightings of the UFOs and
Definitely.
do my investigation.
When you listen to the thing, not even like the tower doesn't know anything, and it's like
what
you can hear. It's like no, like we heard about this, like we don't know about anything. Like when somebody calls like the third time, but would it be meteorites when 3 different planes has seen it? I'm not sure what was the timeline there.
But like it was bright lights. It's quite a typical phenomenon. Like when bright lights will shoot across the sky, or depending if.
But they have seen it flying next to them. They haven't seen it falling. They say that they have seen it flying next to them and then disappearing. It wasn't really like falling away from them. That they will say that it would have like a trajectory.
Okay.
Like when you listen to the thing, they're like
it came up along the plane, so probably they were seeing it and it was coming down like that, and then it went. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
but if you check the footage, like the footage shows
I'll have to listen to it for sure.
That'd be interesting, actually.
I
was actually in Kerry last week, so I didn't see anything. But I'd have known, do you know what I mean?
It'll probably just be for a few seconds or something.
Yeah.
You need to be looking exactly.
Yeah, I wasn't really. Yeah.
You are not part of the WhatsApp group in Kerry. It's like
unfortunately, no, they didn't tell me.
It's like
check it out, Kat.
It's like I heard about these WhatsApp groups around Galway that there's like hundreds of people and like they're giving each other like knowing to know where the guard is checking the speed.
The speed cameras and stuff, yeah.
It's just it's just funny, just to like how people like
community.
It's a stupid and easy workaround just to say, hey, they're there.
Yeah. So let me ask you both a question then. Have you guys been out at any stage maybe about having a fag out the back of the house, or some night that you've been out you might have seen something yourself? Have you ever witnessed anything strange?
I have seen once when we were driving to town. I've seen stuff over Salt Hill, like not over Salt Hill, but like over as you look at the burn, the burn and like Kinvara and all of this stuff. I've seen like some weird thingies, but I think at that point I just thought that it was like a helicopter or something. But the thing was that it wasn't like going like nicely. It looked like it was falling into the water. But it was very bright also. Yeah.
Maybe you actually did see an asteroid or a meteorite. Could be quite small. By the time, like a lot of what meteorites actually are is just because they're coming, when they're burning up in the atmosphere, they're incredibly hot. So hence that's why they're so intensely bright. But they're not big.
Yeah.
Because you assume, but
they finish this like small.
Exactly. Most of them don't even make it to Earth. Like they'll shatter coming in. That's why you'll have like one light all of a sudden splitting. Because they're hitting the air so hard.
I was just about to say that if there was a meteorite, there should have been evidence on land or something.
There isn't much. Not much remains, like pebbles and stuff.
Yeah, it would be like small.
Even though I'd love to find a meteorite rock, Because they're worth money as well.
That'd be excellent. You see, I have that vision of the Simpsons again, of the aliens coming down and talking to the Simpsons. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine if it was just in Kerry that it happened?
In Kerry.
Oh, gee, the Danny Healy Ray.
Yeah.
Imagine they coming out, this world is stupid. I'm leaving.
Bueno.
And then leaving Kerry with like a proper Kerry accent. Like,
do you know what? I think maybe that's what it was that made me leave Facebook.
Tell me why you left Facebook.
Very simple, very straightforward. We were just talking about it off camera there, or off air. It's just a case of you're and we all do it. You're scrolling, and it wasn't one of those like, all right, guys, I'm leaving Facebook, and you know what I mean?
Goodbye.
That's why I didn't say a word. I actually posted something from Trevor Noah about Trump and the swamp, and I had posted that. No, sorry, John Oliver. I had posted that, and then I was kind of like, and I was scrolling, and I was doing that thing again because I was in the middle of setting the recording up yesterday, and I caught myself. Instead of doing it, but I was 20 minutes scrolling without looking at one article, without watching one video, without reading anything. And then I just went, what am I actually doing here?
Yeah.
The only reason I think deep down I still had my Facebook account, apart from staying in touch with people in general, but then if you kind of prioritize it in your life, it's not that important.
No, really.
The person you went to school with 20 years ago has just got...
You're not even talking to them.
You're not talking ever. It's nice to kind of get a little glimpse as to what maybe your old friends do.
You just talk, J-Stalk.
It's exactly it. So I kind of thought do you know what? I'm keeping this channel so that our Facebook page, the Random Urban Memories page, I can promote it. But even then, that doesn't have reach because none of my friends ever click on it apart from the same 3 or 4 people that'll it and comment, you know. Thanks, guys. We love you.
Yeah, we love you guys.
So I just kind of thought, going, okay, if I'm only using it to promote the page, our page, then there's no actual. I'm not getting.
And we can promote otherwise.
I'm not getting value out of it. But what's kind of cool is that you can keep Messenger.
Yeah.
And someone who
is good, yeah.
Yeah, so that means I am still in Facebook's list of some sort. So if someone needs me, they can contact me. And
via Messenger.
And then that's how you would stay in contact anyway?
Yeah, well, you see, for me, I can't believe that I've been on Facebook since 2007. And
Wow.
that's a long time.
Yeah.
And I know I meant to ask you last night on our WhatsApp page that did you guys have a Bebo account back in the day?
No,
I didn't know.
No.
I had a Bebo
something
account, but I deleted it. But when I look at Facebook, for me, I don't know what you guys are, what do you think about it? For me, because of all the friends that I have all over the world, it's good to keep in contact with my ship friends and stuff like that. But when I look back at memories and I actually went in and checked this out last night to see how long I'm actually on Facebook since 2007. So it's like there was nobody on it back then, only me, my friend Kenny, and maybe 10 other people that I knew. And then all of a sudden, over I think within the year, boom, 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 loads of people came on it. It's maybe it's time for me to come off it as well.
Like I said, it's not one of those protest things. It's definitely not attention grabbing. Like I said, I didn't even tell anyone. It's just value
time.
Getting time. Thank you very much.
Time.
But would you get to a point where you'd actually outgrow it?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Apparently, though, the usage statistics for Facebook in maybe Europe, obviously Europe would be a little bit different, but in the US and all that, young kids don't use Facebook at all. It's quite a rubbish tool for
because they're all on Snapchat and Snapchat's
more instant
or Instagram or Snapchat, the more recent apps.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm after buying a new keyboard. And
it looks
amazing.
really flash, yeah.
And it's
very clean.
It's literally, it's a Logitech
Is it Razer?
G14. It weighs a ton. It's mechanical, but the only problem is you can hear absolutely everything. It's a dream to type on. I literally have a tiny little orgasm with each key press. It's amazing. Yeah. It's wonderful.
Did you show? Type something.
Wipe my keys.
What gets you off the most? ASDF or JKLM?
That's my QWERTY.
The numbers or letters?
That's my QWERTY.
I bet you're loving your Control-Alt-Delete.
That's when I close the...
Seven, like Monica.
7.
1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3.
So what we have here, for example, just very quickly, while we're actually on the topic, this was not particularly on our list. Roughly 2/3 of US adults, 68% now report that they are Facebook users, but that's US adults. I think that actually goes over a certain age. So it's majority of Americans now use Facebook and YouTube. Okay, did we get that wrong now? Oh, sorry. Some 78% of 18-year-old to 24-year-olds use Snapchat.
Rather than Facebook.
And that's rather than Facebook. Okay, yeah. Younger Americans between 18 to 24 stand out for embracing a variety of platforms. Okay, so yeah, there you go.
It's weird. Why would you replace Facebook with Snapchat? I just don't get it.
I think it's more instant. It's just,
you're actually communicating with somebody.
it's instant.
Whereas we, like you said, you'll check memories, you go look.
But same on Snapchat, a lot of people are just stalking, right? Because you are just checking their stories. Maybe I know tons of people who are on Snapchat and never put. I haven't been on Snapchat for ages, but
maybe it's because it's easier.
Yeah.
And plus, too, when you take the photo, it only lasts for 30 seconds and then it's gone. Do you know what I mean? You don't have a big, huge... You can have a private memory thing.
Yeah.
But if you're sending stuff out to friends, it's out there and then it's gone. Do you know, there's that. Yeah. There's that as well in it.
I was like that before, on Tinder and Bumble. Before I had my girlfriend. So, I was also always on it because you're trying to find someone, right? And I'm not afraid to admit it. I was on it. But, you are just going through it all the time. And then one day, like I was in New York, and I'm like, if I'm not, you know, and you're like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm not a person who would be able to even make a conversation with someone just over, like, you know, over Tinder and start to like connect in that way. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Yeah. So I was like on the train, and I'm like, fuck this. I just uninstalled both thing. Yeah. It just didn't make sense to me, like, to do it in the end.
I mean, like, I'm still with our random urban memories account. Go check us out. I'm still on that, and because we would like similar things, so that's interesting for us for me to look through. And I'm still on Twitter with our account.
Well, you see, now Twitter's my thing. Yeah. I absolutely adore Twitter.
And I have my own Twitter handle.
So you on Twitter?
I had it, but I just can't figure it out.
Getting into it.
You have to get into it. It takes a while for you to kind of get into it. I just kind of give you my idea of it. It's more a social, cultural sort of a platform for everybody. And it doesn't matter, you know, you can put up whatever you want. Like Stan Lee, when he passed away a couple of days ago, like you'd have like celebrities and movie stars and producers and people from all over the world just send in a quick tweet, and it's only the couple of characters that you put up and you're linking to something then, whatever. But it's great to find out information. I think it's a fantastic platform. I really do. You know, funny. Plus, it's funny to look at Donald Trump's tweets as well, because I think his stuff is pretty funny.
Oh man, I went into his Twitter account and it's amazing. Wow.
That sounds like your keyboard.
I actually have no words for it. The fucking typed diarrhea. That's his fucking Twitter page.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. That's another thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we'll try to avoid on this channel.
Yeah.
And do you feel any sense of loss from being off Facebook, or
do you know what? It's just today I instinctively grabbed my phone because I work from home today, and as I was typing away, I instinctively went to it because I had to
you were just waiting for it.
And I went in, and if you look at my search, first thing that comes up is Facebook. And then I clicked it, and I was like, no, wait, I don't know.
Well, you see, the only thing is I'm going to miss is you putting up your funny little things now about Ireland.
That's another thing as well, like, because I just shitpost most of the time.
You do?
I know, I just really shitpost.
But it's funny, Shane.
But I was like, I'll leave the poor anti-vaxxers alone, you know what I mean? I'll let the flat earthers flat earth, and let the chemtrailers chemtrail, you know? I don't see the need to correct them anymore, even though they're incredibly wrong.
You can still do it on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I am following some groups there. But I must say, Twitter is some cesspit as well.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
Good God, there is some horrible trolls out there. Like,
massive.
Yeah.
On Facebook, you have idiots who comment. You know. But Twitter is brutality in a very short, in a very concentrated.
Yeah, because they have to be very concise.
Yeah, exactly.
In their bush.
So they have to be very concise assholes.
But you see, the thing is as well on Twitter, when you do your little thing that you need to say, then you can add in, you know, at Shane Bizarrely, or you know, and then you can do your hashtags and all that. So it picks up so much on Twitter. But I enjoy it. I really like it.
That's cool.
I really like it. The Instagram, I know we spoke about Instagram. I just don't get Instagram. I don't understand it. I've tried it.
That's how I felt about Twitter, or feel.
Do you know what I mean? I just don't. You guys use
I use Instagram a lot. Yeah.
I don't.
I wasn't into it like at first, and then I kind of like figured it out.
Yeah.
Because A, it's like you need to follow a lot of people that you like. B, there is the search. So through search, you will find so much shit.
I have never searched anything on Instagram.
And it's not, you don't even have to search. Like, it will give you suggestions.
Okay.
So you'll start to go through it, and as you look through more and more and more, it will try to figure out like topics for you. So like you are then able to kind of like figure out like, okay, so now I want to look at fucking Turkish kebab. So I have like fucking Turkish restaurants. I'll show you my Instagram. It's like full of fucking Turkish restaurants making like kebab and shit. No, seriously, I'll show it to you. It's crazy. Like, if you go here, hang on. See, like half of it is like recipes and stuff like that. Some yoga ladies.
Yeah. Okay.
And Joe Rogan and stuff like that. And it's like crazy. If you go to food, like you will be able to look. There's all Turkish restaurants like making shit, and that's only started like 1 week when I had like I was craving like kebab.
And do you use Instagram, Shane?
No.
Have you got an account
I'll
with
go check
Instagram?
it. No, it's our account. It's
our account, but you don't have a personal account.
No. All I do is every once in a while I'll post usually pictures of equipment.
Pictures of a mixer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a typical...
Or like a nice arty shot of a microphone.
Yeah.
And then I'll post some inspirational
with a lovely filter
bullshit.
on it.
Yeah.
And I'll write shit like, keep hustling. The dream will never come true unless you give it 110%. Give it your heart. Be strong.
Oh, inspirational quotes.
And then people fucking loving it. 7 people liked it. It's all that kind of shit. Or that's kind of like that fake culture thing as well, where people are just sitting at the beach in a filter and then some inspirational shit. And it's kind of like, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, I don't know if your shit, your quote is shit, or is it a combination of shit? I'm not quite sure. Because
you have to be careful with Instagram though, because like there's a lot of fake stuff, like people will never post anything that it's bad, right? They'll always post everything that it's like on Instagram. And I'm happy and
this is not Twitter.
And this is great and this is great.
Twitter's different.
Twitter is different, but like on Instagram, all you see is like happy. So it can get into your head, and you're like, you might be thinking, it's like, fuck, like my life is shit. But there are people living here, right?
There is studies coming out that this is having a detrimental effect on younger people.
Depression and shit.
Yep. Because they follow people quite intensely, and these people make a ton of money. Yeah. This fake life kind of thing, and then, like you said, it gets in your head. You're not even conscious of it. You're not like you're sitting there, oh God, I wish this. Yeah. But it's just after you look more and more and more, you're glimpsing what you think is their world, and then by comparison, you think that you're not good enough. Yeah. And there's issues coming up with this as well.
I'm starting to have a feeling that, like, how we spoke about it before, that you say some word, and then suddenly it starts to appear on your searches, or like in the suggestions or whatever. Instagram is really good for this, but lately, I don't know if I'm getting crazy. I just think about shit, and it starts to show. I shit you not.
What kind of phone do you have?
iPhone. No, iPhone. But it's like, I was thinking about something like completely out of, like, by myself. I didn't speak to anybody, and it was like something specific. I don't know. It was like, I think it was like a tool, or I don't know, like a drill or something like that. I don't know exactly what it was. But it was like, within 1 week, it just started to show. Then the next week, I think about something else, and I'm like, how the fuck do you know that I'm thinking about this?
There was that one time you were sitting with me here. That was when the table was behind us. It was at the relatively at the beginning. And I was looking for studio monitors, big speakers.
That's right.
To listen to, because these are PC speakers. They don't have a good flat sound. So I'm still going to get them at some stage. Yeah. But you had mentioned a speaker type that I had never in my life heard of. That means I could never in my life have searched for that speaker, and I hadn't started my speaker search. So, of course, then it wouldn't. But if you type in speakers, you're going to get generally M Audio, boyz, the usual. Yeah. But after you had told me this random, I can't even remember, it was totally random speaker make. And I went in, and it came up A, on my Facebook, and B, when I looked in on Amazon, it was the first thing that came up. And this is a totally off brand. Like a really no connection in my life to that brand. Yeah. And it came up afterwards. And like I said, I hadn't started searching yet, and it was a weird brand.
The funny part about this, when I said that I was thinking about something, the funny part is that I even turned off Siri to like listen to you. Like, you can turn it off basically. But it's fucking like thinking about this, and it starts to show. What the fuck is going on with me? Like, like so someone put like a chip into me or something like that. But I shit you not, that was like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like literally looking at the phone. I'm like, what?
We were kind of going to do a test at home here, my wife and I, about. We were going to say something for 7 days straight, continuously try saying something in the background. But I'm not sure if that would have been Facebook listening now, because I don't have the Facebook app. But maybe if somebody has the full suite of apps, maybe that might be a good test.
Well, we can do it here. Like, start to talk about, just say Guinness.
But
Guinness.
If it comes up, exactly. But something
beer, Guinness.
Not related to. For example, like I wouldn't talk about horse riding, for example. But if I keep mentioning saddles or something like that, or horse, hair.
Horse.
So if after
races,
and if I had all the apps, if at some stage it'll come up in my Amazon or my...
Should you not fucking petty power, which will come off.
But there you go.
You come
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
You will see that. Horses.
Yeah. And
Just say it.
Horses.
Say it out loud.
Horses.
I'm horse and I'm proud.
That's so interesting, guys. That really is. And
Yeah.
It's random, yeah.
yeah, because I'm kind of thinking about, what have I said to my phone? I'm just like,
We were talking about R. Kelly.
I'm kind of thinking about what am I saying to my
Big
phone?
balls start to show.
Yeah, I'm not going to
God.
comment on that. I'll let you know next week.
About your sweaty boat.
Yeah, if that's if he shows up.
Somebody knocks on the door. So, Katrina, I'm here. My name's R.
Come on in.
But we had also, like, we were going to speak about those apps when we are talking about phones, the meditation apps. And all
yeah.
of that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Does any of you have a meditation app?
I had it before. I had Calm.
Yeah, I had Calm as well.
And?
I
you
just
find them?
I just fell asleep. I just fell asleep with them.
That's brilliant.
I fell asleep. I kind of went through a phase of, because I do have a lot of broken sleep during the night.
Yeah.
And so I decided to upload the Calm app and give it a go and see how I got on with it. And I have to say, to a point, it's really good for learning how to meditate, because I can only speak for myself. Meditation for me, I'm like, oh, what do you do? How do you just chill out? And how do you switch off?
Boring.
And yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But then your mind starts racing and everything. So this app does help you to kind of
Focus it.
free out and focus on your meditation. A lot of the time I fell asleep. But yeah, I thought it was good, but then you get to a point where you have to pay like €15 a month for it, and you can't, so I went, no, I'm done.
And you? How did you find it then?
I used it because, like, I just found it. Like, I was just looking through it.
Yeah.
I found it, but then I used it like once, maybe twice.
Oh, okay.
It didn't.
There's another nice app called Headspace as well.
Yeah, I heard
And
about
that's
that.
that's a really nice app to use as well.
I just can't concentrate on it. Just
But like meditating, okay, well, calming and breathing, calming techniques are a little bit different than full-on meditation.
Yeah.
But it's just because I listened to Sam Harris a good bit, and he brought out. It was so long in production, but he brought out. I don't have the name of it now, but he brought out a meditation app guided meditation app. He's big into that, big into like recentering, focusing. But he talks about meditation sometimes, and it's quite a difficult process. It's not something that you just switch, like you said, mind racing, find it boring. Those are all natural
Reactions to it, of course.
because
they are.
not reacting to something is something that we have unlearned. We're so busy with our lives that to switch off is something weird rather than the other way around. That
Exactly.
The supreme busyness should be strange rather than the actual.
And that's when the fucking Instagram and all of this comes in. Then you are like, "Oh, I have 5 minutes, so let's just check the fucking phone."
You're only filling the gaps.
Just exactly.
Because we're scared to be bored at this stage, you know.
Yeah,
It's a thing what to say about kids now as well. It's good to let them be bored because it lets your mind wander. You go into yourself a little bit because you don't realize that you're bored, and you realize.
Well, for
that you're doing
kids, for children as well, I find it very difficult because kids are so glued to phones and everything now, and parents, and look, I'm only just saying it because I've seen it with kids that, they're giving the phones to them and the apps to them and everything for them to use.
Yeah.
And it's, I can only say for my own nephews, it's like, they're like, Kevin will go, I'm bored. And I went, well, be bored. Go off and run out and play and kick the ball for a while instead of, instead of looking at something on YouTube or something, and it's amazing. It's just,
it's the new coloring, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I remember very often being bored as a child, because you just were. Because the other kids weren't there, or they were having lunch or whatever it is.
During the summer holidays.
And then you just hung out, like you just played.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is that you did, or you colored, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well,
used your imagination to do stuff,
Us as adults, we just nap.
Yeah.
If we have the opportunity to be bored, Because I don't think I've actually been bored in a long time. If you get one as an adult, 'cause maybe when my family has gone off to visit my wife's family or whatever, and I'm here by myself, which I was last weekend, and I think that was the first time in a long time that I was actually bored. You know what I mean?
I think it's good to go for a walk.
Yeah, I just chills.
Walks always help me for some reason.
That's for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That
Just clean your mind so much.
It gives you such a clear out without phone, without anything in your head, without any music going on. Just to go out for a walk.
Yep.
Yeah.
With nothing. Leave your phone at home.
I think it's the mixture of automated exercise, the walking, because you don't have to think about walking. So that kind of occupies one part of your brain. So that gives the other side of your brain, or other part of your brain, free run to think.
Yeah.
That's why it's like...
And you think so much. Like when I was... Because I usually walk when I'm not here. So like, let's say when I was in America last year, I did like 70K just walking in New York. Yeah, within like 7 days. I did 10K every day.
In New York?
In New York.
Yeah. You're walking around the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And you don't know anything.
So you're strutting around the city.
You're just looking around. You have like so many stories. Just stalking.
Creeping in New York.
And then, like your mind just clears out so much. Like you literally come home and you're like, I got my shit figured out. You know, like at least for a few months.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of like starts to accumulate again. But up until then, you are like, I know what I'm going to do. I have a plan. You have a completely clear mind. And this is the thing, like, I don't walk here that much. But I was kind of like thinking about it, either to read more or to walk more.
Yeah, walking is so
like,
good.
Like, but walking, it's like, just clears head. Even by yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely. Just walk around and just turn off, like, don't check anything. As you said, like, also, like, not even listen to music. Just walk
It's
around.
great. Even I totally understand about the whole New York thing, because I would have walked around New York quite a lot as well. And just to have a look at what's going on around you and just enjoy that as well, without having a phone, without having music, it just does clear your head out. It's good, it's good for clearing your head out,
Yeah.
So maybe, Shane, the next time that you're bored, just go out and have a little walk to the shop.
I didn't.
It's only around the border.
The thing is, though, I enjoyed the boredom.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't
quiet.
pushed to do anything, and it was quiet. And I just sat in the kitchen for a little bit. I just had my coffee, and I just stared out the window. I know it sounds odd, but it's just we're not used to doing this anymore. But I just sat in there, coffee in hand, and I just daydreamed a little bit. It was really refreshing.
Radio is good.
Yeah.
Also, just to listen to
again
radio.
to switch off in the background.
Of course.
It was really
classical
nice.
music.
It was very.
I listen to a lot of classical music lately. Just to kind of
It's
like
supposed to help focus as well.
Focus, and it's like when I'm driving from work, just turn on RT Lyric.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen to RT Lyric.
You get carried away with it in the car, actually. You really do. So I do my own personal carpool karaoke to myself in the car as well when I'm driving.
And you can't do it too outside, right?
I'm conducting myself. I'm conducting in the car.
That's all right. That's good.
That's awesome, though. It's great. Because I always kind of wish I had like Paul McCartney beside me or Madonna or somebody, but I'm just singing away, and I do love singing in the car as well when I'm driving as well. So I wish when I walk out, I know I do it a lot in town. I was walking in town this evening, and I was singing to something I was listening to, like really loud, but I had the headphones in, and I don't know if you do that or you guys do that, but I do it, and I get these weird looks from people, and I'm like going, yeah, I know, great voice, like it's, but I'm singing really bad, but that's my way of chilling out after work.
I actually enjoy seeing people when they sing and walk. You know what I mean?
Or driving,
At
sing.
the very first few times, I would have been like, what are you doing? But in the end, it's like, no, you're actually enjoying yourself. Yeah, you do you,
Yeah, exactly.
You keep taking those drugs and you keep enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Come on, give me that back.
I remember coming up to the traffic lights once and I had Bryan Adams' Run to You on, and I had the window down and I was screaming it out. And this guy, I think the traffic was coming the other way, and the guy was looking over at me, he's going, good song, and the two of us were rocking out together. So there you go. It's good to have get you happy and stuff,
Exactly. There's no reason not to be happy and no reason not to show it.
You can sit in your kitchen with your coffee, Shane, and
be bored.
How can you do that?
As an adult. But I went for a nap afterwards.
Good. See, that's what you need, a little bit of nap, yeah.
Have you heard about the hygge? The Danish, like relaxation? Like it's like kind of like a lifestyle. Yeah. So especially like in Nordic countries and like countries where it's like for a majority of the year that it's like really dark, even here in Ireland.
Yeah.
it's called a Small Book of Hygge, and it actually explains you how to kind of like relax yourself, how to make your your apartment and stuff like that, just to make it very cozy. Because like they say to use like a lot of candles, like to make sure that you have like hot chocolate when you come home and stuff like that, like sweet and like to really take time to like, relax
sounds awesome.
during the day. And it's like really like if you check it, there's like clips on it on YouTube. I just checked those. But it's like when you do a few small changes, like even like candles and shit like that,
just a positive.
Or like even during the day, if you have time, go for fucking cake. Right?
Yeah,
it's a weird thing because like in Germany, for example, or Slovakia, like after lunch you will go for a cake in many cases. Coffee and cake very quick. You don't see it here that much because people are always kind of like so busy that it's like, why fucking 45 minutes I have to go eat my lunch and go back.
Yeah.
Prime example of it because like I don't even have those 45 minutes. But it's very important to actually have kind of like these relaxation times for yourself, especially in the evening, and to have the candle to kind of like do the effect of fire, because we are genetically programmed to feel more relaxed when we have fire
safe
around ourselves.
Love that.
If you check, it's HYGGE, I think. HYGGE.
I am going to check that out.
It's really good. Like the book is like few quid, but it's like really fucking.
I'm going to check that out.
I did it last year. And I put up like a lot of candles.
So I was just thinking I'm going to be buying lots of candles.
Yeah.
I think candles are great though. They're great.
But it's incredible how small changes and
environment.
We're all fault to this. We ignore it, even though we're aware of it. How small little changes can have a positive impact in your life. Like you said,
absolutely.
Indulge in that slice of cake once in a while, or have that hot chocolate. Make sure you have that hot chocolate. Be aware that you're having it.
Yeah, of course.
Sit down for that 5 minutes. I don't do it myself. I don't like.
Well, maybe you should kind of look at it. Maybe just giving yourself that permission.
Exactly, because what's holding me back from it? Nothing. Self-imposed pressure in the end. Like 90% of it is self-imposed. Okay, work deadlines and stuff is something else. Yeah. But that's in work times. But when you come home, you're like, oh, I got to do this. No, you don't. For the next 5 minutes, do you have to really do this and this? No, sit down, chill for a minute.
Instead of checking the fucking Instagram account, have a hot chocolate, man.
Have a hot chocolate.
I think. Do you know where we are getting with this? We will just turn off all of our social media. We will just do YouTube and that's it.
Okay, folks, tune in and find us nowhere.
We used to be on these platforms. Now, fuck them. We are Hygge.
We're Hygge.
We'll have one Instagram page. It'll just be us drinking hot chocolate. 365.
We are now called Hygge Boys.
So, yeah.
Oh, class.
So let's get on to the biggest event of the day. What?
I don't even want to do this bad topic. It's like
we're having so much fun.
So many positive things. We can do this also like anytime. Or do you want me to do it?
It's just because it's so interesting.
I'm going to do this.
Tell us, please tell us.
And I have a script this time.
Please tell us.
David came prepared.
Let me just sip on a bit of a water. So, Magliana Gang. So this was a big organization is a big organization that was very active in the 70s and 80s in Rome, Italy. It was basically, it's mafia, but it's like, it's Roman mafia. Also Romanian mafia. Now,
it's the mafia, Cosa Nostra, as we know it, comes from Sicily. Then we have the Ndrangheta, and then we have the
Banda della Mariana.
Banda della Mariana is Rome. And we have what are the other ones?
Albanian mafia, Slovak. So like they're just called different. But it's mafia.
Gomorra, and that's all different areas. But the one that you don't hear about very often is the Banda della Mariana, which is Rome. Even though that's the powerhouse of Italy, the Vatican, the banks, the embassy.
Yeah, okay.
And Professor Daniele Bolelli, whom we had interviewed, did a background and a story on them. And highly interesting, highly organized, highly ruthless.
Yeah.
Wow.
Loads of kidnappings, bombings,
killings.
Do you remember the famous Judge Falcone that was blown up when they had the mass trial of the mafiosi?
Yes, that's right.
That's them.
That's unbelievable. Sorry about my phone.
So just few years. So 1977, first criminal act Kidnap of Duke Massimiliano Grazioli, Lante della Rovere. That's one kidnapping. 1978, suspected involvement in murder of former Prime Minister Aldo Moro.
Yeah.
Prime Minister.
No problems.
1978, same year, made the deal with the far-right criminologist Aldo Semerari, who was assassinated in 1982. Now, I think that he was mentioning also that they made the deal and then suddenly he started to like snitch on them or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
that was part of it.
they killed him. 1980, terrorist bombing in Bologna, attributed to neo-fascist group NAR, to which the Magliana gang was affiliated. Again, they were always, like, Rome was always kind of like far-right.
Yeah,
because, like, even now, like, if you look at AS Rome fan clubs and ultras, they're, like, all far-right.
Far-right, yeah, of course, yeah.
Even, like, some of their footballers. 1982, linked to death of Roberto Calvi, a banker with close ties to the Vatican, who was found hanging under Blackfriars Bridge in London.
Wow.
So what they were doing, apparently, Vatican was cleaning like the money for them. So Vatican was like, so basically they were getting the money. Vatican was cleaning the money for them, but then Vatican was also apparently financing some of the revolution. So like in Poland, they were giving the money to Polish revolution and all of these. Like that was going in 1989 or whatever. 1983, linked to kidnap of murder of a Vatican official's daughter, Emanuela Orlandis. Her body was thrown into a cement mixer. This is one of the assumptions. They never found her. Mm-hmm. So there's multiple stories. Now, what happened was, I think it was two weeks ago, so human remains have been found on a church property in Rome.
Okay.
And some speculate they are connected to the decades-old missing person case. Mm-hmm. So, which is either Emanuela or somebody else. The papal nunciature in Rome was undergoing renovations when human bones were uncovered in the basement on Monday, whichever date it was. Mm-hmm. The building located outside Vatican City is the residence of Pope's nuncio or ambassador to Italy, so a high official. At the moment, almost nothing is known about the person whose remains were discovered, and forensic testing will be used to determine person's age and sex. Now, in between, they found out that the person is around 30 years old, but Emanuela, when she disappeared, was 15. Some speculate, there's speculation that the body could belong to Emanuela, a teenage girl who got missing in the 1980s. She was the daughter of the official of the Vatican, and she got missing in 1983 at the age of 15. At the time, it was thought that she was possibly kidnapped. In the years followed, investigators became certain there was a kidnapping. And there was like theories where she was basically killed, or there was also, now, apparently some exorcist said that she was kidnapped there was like some kind of like a sex slave ring in Vatican, and like the Mariana gang was somehow connected to them. So she was either connected to that, or she was just killed or kidnapped and killed. But like there is like tons of theories about her.
Oh yeah.
But like everybody was like, oh Jesus Christ, when they found the body and they're like, oh shit, it must be her. But now the question is, if it's 30 years old, is it her just late, like older, or if it's somebody else? And why is there a body in this building? Yeah. You know, it's crazy shit. Crazy shit happening.
The stories from the Vatican itself, just the intrigue, of what the Vatican was and is involved in, up to the highest level of politics and criminality. The Pope's bankers. Do you remember Professor Boletti had spoken about how the Pope's banker was skimming money kind of thing, and he had to then he was getting pressured. He was like, I'll never get pressured by these guys, that kind of thing. Like the criminality is rampant, unbelievable. And now, like you said, bodies are turning up, and this has happened before. They found other skeletons and everything, and these aren't ancient. You know what I mean? So it's just
because technically I think that no government can actually do an audit of Vatican.
No.
They cannot check anything.
Yeah.
No.
So it's like they can do
Well, that's
whatever
what I
the
was
fuck
just
they
about
want.
to ask. Is there any accountability for any of this stuff going on?
That is their own country,
No.
their own police
Yeah.
force, because the Vatican
Oh
does
my
have
God.
a police
Yeah,
force.
of course.
They're investigating. Yeah, that's them.
Themselves.
Because it's
It's like Slovakia.
Under,
But that's the way it's going to stay under investigation.
it's a sovereign nation, you know. And the people were saying that the information coming from them is really difficult, but they have handed off the DNA evidence, you know, because it'll look bad. Now it's known.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now they have to do something about it, you know. But it's incredible. It's incredible.
Crazy
what's
shit. Crazy shit.
hard. Like it reads more like a thriller than anything else. You know,
Yeah.
if you think about the kidnapping and all the intrigue and all that.
It's basically scratching the surface
Yeah.
of something very dark and
Yeah.
very dark.
very
past.
dark. Yeah.
But it's still going on. Like I'm not sure if you have the link there that I put into the Google Sheets, but I thought that they are not that active lately.
That's kind of what I thought. The gang.
But if you check that article, it shows like that there's like the current government is really after them because they're like doing still so much shit with them.
Oh, there you have more. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing. I think that the link will be down at the end.
Are they? I did not know they were so active.
Me neither.
It's kind of the.
I thought also I was just like trying to find the article about this, and then suddenly it's like at the beginning of the article it just says like how active they are and like how the new technocratic government of Italy is going after them.
That's incredible. It's just from the podcast because I didn't research it more after hearing the History and Fire podcast about this, the Banda della Mañana, and I didn't think anything of it. But it sounded quite in the past. But he was taking a chapter of them, and I just didn't think. But then again, all the crime organizations are all active still in some shape or form.
They just don't show up.
But fascinating stuff, though. Absolutely fascinating stuff.
Is it there?
No, I can't find it, but I'll have a look. That's incredible.
That's interesting. It's interesting,
Yeah,
you know, especially for somebody I don't know much about it. You guys are a lot more read up on it than I am. I do know bits and pieces, but this is crazy. It's at least now people
podcast,
at least people now are kind of maybe tapping into it and kind of understanding it a bit more maybe.
Oh well, it's uncovering a lot of
details. Absolutely.
Speaking of intrigue and death and betrayal and whatnot, I stumbled across something that I found so fascinating that I read in a book and then I read up about it called Judas goats.
Okay, fill us in.
So on the Galapagos Islands,
right,
in the 16th and 17th century, they introduced goats into the environment.
To each other.
It's
like, hey, go, come here. This is another friend, go.
So they introduced these goats, and but they weren't part of the ecosystem, and that caused havoc because these goats would not stop banging. So they were hundreds of thousands of these goats on these islands, but they would strip the environment of vegetation and space, and this was a problem for the tortoises and the other animals on the islands anyway, because it's quite confined and quite isolated systems. And so they didn't know what to do. They were thinking of introducing lions onto the island. You know, they didn't know how to get back on this, you know.
Yeah.
So what they would do is they sent out hit teams, basically, and they would try and shoot as many goats as they could. But the goats kind of got smart to it, and they would know when the helicopter is anywhere near. They just all hide away. So there was less left, or a lot of them were killed, but they would now go off into hiding. And so what was really interesting is what they did was they introduced Project Isabella, and what they did was they would take I'm not sure if they were hormone pump.
They would
pump
take
females.
goats and let them watch Latin soap operas. Isabella.
I love that.
Telenovelas. And what they would do is they're really horny.
Goats.
Oh, the goats or the task
the
force team?
goats. It was lonely on that island. So what would happen is they would put GPS trackers on the females, super horny females, and they would go out, and the males would go find them, or they would go and find the males.
I think I pushed something here.
No.
Yeah.
And they were going to find the males, and that means the helicopters could come in because they now found the enclave and they would just shoot the shit out of it. So that's are called Judas betrayal goats.
Aha.
Who? So hang on. Who is the Judas here?
The female goat with the GPS tracker.
Oh,
So they will go
but she
find the
doesn't do
males.
it on purpose.
Doesn't do it on purpose. She just wants to get freaky. She just wants to D. And then
He's like,
nice. But then the helicopter will come and shoot everybody in the middle of the orgy.
Wow.
there's this R. Kelly goat going around, and he's like,
Yeah.
"What my tongue?
Sing it, David. Sing it. Do. I dare you.
Clean my forehead."
So yeah, that's just a little bit of
What do they do with that meat afterwards? Do they?
Have you ever eaten goat?
I think I had goat.
I don't
Tastes
know.
like
I didn't
chicken.
have it for like years, but
Do you know what they did with the carcasses? Actually, the carcasses were left on purpose because there wouldn't be any vultures or anything like that, or disease carriers, and there isn't that many other animals out there. They would just let them rot and fertilize the soil again.
Go back into the environment
Kind of
again,
a
yeah.
circle of life kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So
So what now, there's no goats
true.
out in the Galapagos
that I
now?
don't know. There's like just one thirsty female goat.
Female
there
goat with
going,
a tracker
"Where's
on her?
where's
What's
everybody?
going on?
Where's all the D?
day 1536 without sex.
Lonely.
Lonely.
So yeah. Wow, that was a roller coaster.
I
of
started to.
That's
a
unbelievable.
podcast, wasn't it?
That's
We
unbelievable.
started off with deleting social media, then we went into murder in the Vatican, and we're horny goats.
Horny goats.
Fucking goat is like day number 1536 without sex. I started to find turtles attractive.
There's I found a cutie down the road who's real hot. He's only 200 years old.
Oh god.
Brilliant. So, folks, we'll leave you with that image in your heads.
Horny goats.
And
Hashtag.
By the way, I just want to give a little shout out to a fellow podcast called Bytesize Podcast. It's a colleague of mine whom I'm working with at the moment, and it's a gaming, fully gaming orientated news, reviews, discussions about games and stuff across all platforms. And I've been communicating with him. He's been helping out in the background as well,
Very good.
in the sense that he's given very good feedback because he's coming from he's having the same issues that we are in creating a podcast.
What's his game orientation?
Did you just assume his game?
I just assumed his game. What's his game orientation?
Did you assume his platform?
Yeah.
Oh no, they do everything. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Jens and the boys. Anyway, it was interesting to have.
Cool.
But it's in German. It's entirely in German, by the way. In case you're
Oh,
looking for
great.
it, you better speak German.
Boo.
Deutsch. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to add in there. And folks, we need your. I was going to say this at the beginning, but I'm going to say it now. We
Do.
need your suggestions. If you come up with any silly ideas, interesting ideas, intrigue, email
Tweet us.
or tweet us.
We're all on Twitter now.
I'm not on Facebook.
I'm not on Twitter.
Oh,
but you
Dave's
guys
on-
are on Twitter.
Yeah. Well,
you
we
guys
have-
are on
You
Twitter.
can send weird pictures to David on Instagram.
Send links.
Yeah, send links.
Send
So,
stories.
Find us on.
I'm going to contact R. Kelly.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to.
Watch out on. Watch out on.
I actually don't want to.
Watch out on Shane using your Snapchat and stuff.
No.
Like for his own purposes.
I don't want to.
As he did to me like 3 years
Send
ago.
R. Kelly dick pics. Then I
No, don't. Okay,
It's like,
forget about that.
My friend sends me a screenshot. And he's like, "Who the fuck is this?" And there's like Shane is like picture of Shane on like the Rum Boys.
No
The Rum
way.
Boys.
Yeah.
But it was somehow connected to me. He's like, "Somebody took fucking control of your Snapchat, man."
Oh, I love it.
And I'm like, it's like just Shane. Shane is like,
I love it.
Yeah, so email us at rumboys101@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at randomurban or search for us on Random Urban Memories, literally anywhere, and you'll find us until we deleted all those accounts.
Yeah, well, because it's a great idea for listeners to come up with topics that we can talk about.
But
and-
it's great because we prepare for the shows by telling each other what's coming up. But I'd love to read a listener suggestion, and it's most likely going to be the first few ones before we tap into the unknown market.
Plus, we can be judgmental. We can be judgmental of them.
There'll be some of my probably friends making some really inappropriate suggestions, and we'll discuss it.
We can put it up on Instagram. There is like a ask a question thing.
Oh, AMA.
Yeah, there is.
Okay,
that's a good idea.
On stories.
I can give a shout out to my friend Jenny too. She can come back with some interesting topics as well.
There you go. Absolutely. So let's make this interactive. Let's interact with each other.
Yeah, interaction.
All right.
Not like the goat.
No.
No.
None of you will get shot.
Thanks for listening, guys. We really appreciate you listening to us.
Thank you.
And get in contact and tweet us.
Merry Christmas.
And email us. It's not Christmas yet, David. And get in contact with us. And like Shane said, email us and repeat the email address again, Shane, before we go.
rumboys101@gmail.com.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. We love you.
Bye-bye.
You managed to listen to the Rum Boys talk on Random Urban Memories. Just like and subscribe where you can on all platforms.